Hello and welcome to the stream. Casino opens in 10 seconds. Hope you're all well and enjoying the World Cup and everything. And ready for a bit of market action, NQ and ES. Let's see what we can find. Let's see how we can go. Book some profit today. Two minutes whilst I make some adjustments. I'll be right back with you. Seems a little bit slow off the box today. That and my quant tower loading up with our FundedSeat evaluation on it. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to review FundedSeat ultimately, and we're here to do it live. It's the best way to get an honest review is to trade it, pass it. You got to buy it first, of course, and there's some pretty good sales on at the moment. If it's your first time with them, you get 50% off. Other than that, I think let's have a look. FundedSeat. It's the daily that we're using. 69.95. You can mess around with the consistency rules. I've just got 35 on. That seems okay for me. So 25k that we've got. End of day drawdown, $1,000. Profit target 1500. Reset price 60. You can trade 2 minis. It's plenty. There's no activation fee. Yeah, I like that about these accounts. No activation fees, and that's pretty cheap. And you get it even cheaper. So sorry, it's the first time 50% off all accounts. No, 60% off your first purchase, but there's 50% off otherwise. Which is great. You know, this is a well-priced account. We are probably not looking at the right account here, but I think what is true is daily payouts for hours. It's not 1 day to pass, it's 4 days at 35 consistency, but they do have accounts. I think it's the sprint you can do that on. But for us on the daily, it's daily payouts, which is great. And look at this. Keep 90% of your profits. That is attractive. That's better than most of them, including, you know, the premium ones that have been around for a long time, like Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader is an epic firm. Make no mistake about it. You cannot take anything about it. But you've got to give these other firms their due. Given 90% instead of 80% like TPT does, you'd have to go into a Pro Plus to get 90% with them. And I think prop firms, when you're in live accounts, should be paying you to trade. You shouldn't be splitting anything with them. If you're profitable, you're making money for them. News trading allowed, no payout denials. Well, we'll get to that when we do our own payout through this series, because every prop firm that we review, we'll always do it live. So anyway, that's FundedSeat. On paper, these guys look amazing, and we're going to be putting them to the test. And I hope, and I have every confidence that they will live up to our expectations, everything we're looking for. I think we're going to be all right with them. I think that this prop firm's going to be one of the bigger ones in the future. It will certainly challenge the likes of, you know, what are they called? Lucid trading. I think these are a better option. But yeah, we're going to put them through. We're going to put them through the paces. But I've got a lot of faith in this company, and we're going to enjoy doing it. Anyway, going back to our trade, have a look. We've taken the London low. Haven't taken the Asia low just yet on the ES, and same idea on the NQ. London low has been taken, so starting to form a bit of structure here. Hopefully we can form something nice and get ourselves an entry. That'd be great. That would be great. But I think maybe it needs to come down a little bit lower and grab some more liquidity. I say the Asia high is still open on both sides of the equation. So NQ is yet to take it. NQ came close, as did NQ. ES strength is equal. The dodgy traders will probably be in a long now because they got some IFVGs broken up here. The old IFVG traders. They'll be in their longs now, but we're not trading that sort of thing. We're looking for a little bit more than that in our strategy. So let's see what we can get. If we don't get something down here, the lower levels of liquidity will look a bit higher. The further up. But for now, nothing. We stay cash, we stay flat until we meet our mark. If we meet our mark, if we don't, we just leave it alone. Come back another day. If you only got 2 trades out of the week, and they were 2R, that's 4R for the week. You're already on the road to profitability at that point. Believe me, it is all about managing the risk, and if you want to grow, you just scale. You don't change any of the other parameters. That's the only parameter you want to be changing, is the scaling. And you don't want to start scaling until you're comfortable with what you're doing. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see who we've got in the live stream. Let's have a little look. Probably no one. We're still early days. Still just setting up as an online influencer, trader. Do I want to influence you? If it means making you profitable and focusing on your risk management and stuff like that, yes, I do. I want to influence that. Do I want to influence the trades you take and how you take them? No, I don't want to influence that. Everybody does what they want to do anyway. It's a waste of breath doing that sort of thing. It's just stupid, I think. Find a strategy that you like and works for you and implement it. The main thing that I hope you learn here is how to sit on your hands, not blow up accounts, measure your risk, size correctly, and stick with the philosophy. You've got to have a protocol for each day. What do I do if I lose today? Do I have another trade or do I leave it alone? Well, if the answer is I'll leave it alone, full stop, no matter what the reason, then that's what you do. If the answer is I realised my mistake, I made a mistake, it wasn't my strategy, it was me. My strategy is, my setup is yet to show up, then, wait for your strategy to come along and don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. I'm going to go tilt and blow up accounts. You don't want to do this. Accounts cost money. They cost dough. It's okay if you've had a payout from the account, then, it's the cost of doing business. And there are some accounts that are set up like that anyway. I think the flex bolts, you can only use them so many times, 6 times. Funded next, flex bolt account, bolt accounts, funded next bolt. You have to buy some new ones. That's fair enough, But other than that, you don't want to keep blowing accounts and buying them. And that's what happens when you tilt. Just trade the right size. Your protocol could be as well. It's what are the 4 things that can happen? You can win, you can lose. No setup happen whatsoever. Or just the time runs out, that sort of thing. But what do you do in each case? 3 things, sorry. You win, you lose, or it times out. If you win, you should probably go into your DX feed or your Trader and lock the account for the day. Leave it for the next day. That's what you should do. And if you lose, if you've done a legitimate trade and it hasn't worked today, you do the same thing. You go straight into your account, into the Trader account section, or DX feed does it as well, and you lock that account out until the next day. Leave it alone. That's what you got to do. You manage the risk. A losing day shouldn't mean a blown account. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. A losing day should not mean a blown account. A losing day should mean you lost $200. That's what it should mean. And that is all. A winning day means you won $400. And you bought yourself a loss for the day. You paid for the loss. And you're still up $200. Yeah? It's what you got to get right. Risk management. Psychology management. You wanting to get in there and YOLO and all the rest of it. There's nothing wrong with your psychology. That's actually normal behavior. We got to think abnormally. We've got to go against our, you put in effort to this, you expect reward. That's how it normally works, right, in life. You put in effort, you get immediate reward, usually. But not with trading. Trading's different. You can put in all the effort you like, and you might not get rewarded. You might get punished. So you need to bring a different head to this game. This is not business as usual. This is a unique business, and you're going to have to change your thinking on a lot of this. Things aren't the same here in the world of trading as anywhere else. You won't find any business like this anywhere. And once you start to learn that, you're already on the road to profitability. You're not following ordinary instincts. You've got to have a protocol. That's why I call it protocol. I've lost. What do? I follow the losing protocol. I don't start sitting there saying, I'm going to act on my feelings. I'm going to make that back. No, you're already losing at that point. You've lost the account. You've probably blown the account already. Okay, so just keep it easy. All right then. So strong pullback there, but it just could be a wind up, and it is going to carry on up. I hope so for all those that got in for the old IFEG. I hope it goes up and wins for you. I really do. But having said that, it'd be a lot quicker and more convenient for me if it come down and took some liquidity and we could start trading our style. But yeah, we can always grab the top. We can let the bulls win for a while. And we'll be the bears on the way down. It's all good. Probably check if there's any news in town. Let's have a look. Live economic calendar. Let's have a look. Nothing showing up on there yet. Let's put it on the other side. Hopefully we get something. What a load of crap this is. I mean, look at this garbage. What is this? This is worse than the quiet moments of the Asia session. Oh my goodness, look at this. taking the highs there on both assets. Those are the sort of session highs, but the full session highs are a little bit further up. Might want to go up for that as well before we start seeing any sort of reversal behavior. Okay, things finally shaping up to be something worth us taking a look at, maybe. Let's give it a couple more candles here and we can make that call. Looking very bullish. Don't think much that news indicator. It's not showing any news, but I don't think it matters at this point. There's no entry there. It's not been a very good week, really. Not very good at all. Sometimes that's the way it goes. What's our funded seat coupon? Dodo. When I've got the website, I won't have to ask these questions. Yeah, looking at creating the liquidity now as we go. We've taken out the overnight highs, taken out the London liquidity and everything in town. So it was a good play up for the IFVG traders who are probably still in this. But again, in the long run, it's not necessarily reliable, and the risk reward, I've seen various things from ridiculous that you'd never enter to fantastic, whereas we're looking for a fixed 2-hour consistency, which is good for, consistency rules with props that are applicable in the funded stage. And just generally, I think it's better to have a fixed risk reward. Others would disagree. People scale in and stuff like that. But this goes back to what I say about managing risk. I don't think it's a great idea. It's impossible to track that sort of risk, scaling in, scaling out. Every trade's different. I mean, how do you know what you're really risking over the long term? Simple answer is you don't. And you've got to know that. That's an important metric. Welcome to the stream, those of you who are watching. Not many in, but we've only just started. And should pick up steam in due course. Looking for shorts in the minute. Looking for a good opportunity to get some shorts. Could be something setting up here. Just need a little bit more price action before we can see some proper short signatures. For now, I don't see it. I want to see some liquidity grabbed off the new highs that are being generated, and I want to see some divergence off it, and then I want to see some change in the state of delivery, and then we'll take the weaker one down. That's what we're going to do. That'll be enough for us to get in. That's good enough reason for us. I would have liked to have seen that on the entry, but we didn't get the divergence. It could have just as easily ran out of gas, come down and took more liquidity. Very suspicious when divergence is not in place. The markets are too in sync, and it's just not predictable, because all of a sudden you could find you get that divergence and it starts to rip. An example of that might be showing up now, which is what we're looking for. We're looking for this asset or this one to hit it and the other one not to. All right, there we are, we're in sync. So we're not that interested in this. We want to see some divergences before we take a trade lower. Let's see how we go. I think something will set up soon. We've got plenty of time left on the clock. What are we at? Quarter past. We've got 3/4 of an hour, which is enough time. At 11 o'clock, we'll be shutting it down. We don't trade beyond that. 9:30 till 11, Tuesday to Friday, all day long. That's the best way. Staring at the charts forever is no good for anyone. So if we're going to stare at them, we'll stare at them when the volatility and the volume is at its peak, which is why we trade those hours. The combination of those two things make it ideal. But a lot of the volatility and volume has been used to give this big push up. But that's not so bad, because the bears do take the elevator and the bulls take the stairs. If it was the other way around and it made a big move like this, you probably wouldn't be too interested. Certainly after 11 o'clock, you would not at all be interested, or at least following this strategy, you wouldn't be interested. But yeah, we're happy to take some shorts. Price can come right the way down, especially through this low resistance liquidity like we've got here. Probably get a bit tangled up in this mess, but that should be enough range for us to get our 2 hour if something sets up in the next 3/4 of an hour. If not, then we'll leave it there for the day, and we'll be back on Tuesday next week. But let's see where we go with this now. maybe we get our divergence here, hopefully. Yeah, there's a couple of opportunities here potentially. If NQ fails to take the new highs, shows weakness, and we could be interested in this. Would mean inverting this gap here and changing the state of delivery, and definitely seeing a weakness. We've got some divergence here. Yeah, this is just the sort of thing we're looking for. So if it plays through, we will be taking a trade. If it plays through, we'll find out when the candle closes. Let's just sort of measure our risk. And this is the main thing I like to teach, measuring the risk. Right, so that's a very high amount of ticks, 318. 500 is suspiciously large, but that is within our purview. So let's see what happens. We've got to check. We've got to have a break in the change of structure, which means we need body closes below that level. But let's see. It's like the nasty's teasing us, the nasty Nasdaq. We were hoping for a bit of CISD action there, and we never got it. We never got no play off the nasty. It's always a shame. If we do go in here, I'm thinking maybe just the 2 contracts is where we want to be at. 2 micros, but doesn't look like we're getting in quite yet. It's not quite there yet. It's initially shown signs of a reversal by breaking this IFEG over here. It broke it there, but now we've got some reticence in the delivery lower, which, that's diagnostic of range behavior. So the thing wants to play range, and if it wants to range, it's in a new phase of price. What it'll simply do is probably come down, grab some liquidity and make its way up. So I wouldn't be interested in taking a short on that basis anyway. It's as well to carry on a bit further up and see if it gives us a reversal up there. But yeah, we're now looking for new liquidity higher up. That's where we're at. In terms of time, you've got a little under 40 minutes left of our trading window. So hopefully we find something within that time span. Yeah, I might be getting another opportunity here. If NQ could come up strong and ES shows some weakness, then we've got a liquidity grab that we're looking for. Got some divergence. We just want to break structure down, break an IFVG, and then we'll go. The focus always remaining on, implementing a psychology that we don't normally have. This is the trader psychology that has to be learned. It's completely alien to your natural instincts. And that's what we're trying to teach here rather than strategies. Just hold the line. Follow your protocol. And right now the protocol is a setup has not happened. We have sat on our hands. The other two protocols being the losing protocol, go and lock the account out for the day. The setup didn't work today. And the winning protocol is do the same. Only the strategy did win, but you lock out your account and you leave it for the next day. Fill your calendar up with green numbers. So each week should have a nice, 2 or 3 green boxes in it. Little or no red, maybe 1 or 2 red sometimes. But mostly, some months even all green. But every now and then you'll either lose one or it won't show up at all. At least with this strategy. There are other strategies around, but that's how this one goes. And this one over the long term is quite reliable, if I don't say so myself. Into another range, meaning another phase of price and probably another push up. And we're running out of time. Half an hour to go, roughly. A couple of minutes till past. Into another range and another front. So let's see. See what it can do. Hopefully this is the liquidity grab for this range. It goes up and gives us some signatures to come back down. We shall see. Okay, so I think that might be the range liquidity grab. Starts going up, looking for, or starting its new phase of price, and hopefully takes that liquidity and turns around at the top. But we'll see. Looks like this one might be coming back without us. For us, market wasn't nice to us today. It didn't give us any opportunity. That's only 2 trades this week that we've took, and although we've got our winners, we've got some blank spaces in the calendar. So quite an uneventful week for us. Hopefully next week it'll be a little bit better. And we'll see how we go. Yeah. So thanks for dropping in on the stream, for those of you who did, and for those who are watching in the future.